Hi, I'm Nancy Vetterschultz, and I blog for Tikkun Daily. That's Tikkun Daily, a wonderful progressive religious left website. And I decided it would be a great idea to interview my sister Amy Vetter for the website and also for this video. And Amy is the vice president of the Wilderness Society and is best known in conservation circles for her work with mountain gorillas. She and her husband, Bill Weber, decided that there was a need to protect the mountain gorillas in Rwanda and started perhaps the first ecotourism project in the whole world, the Mountain Gorilla Project. So I'm talking with her about the need for nature in our lives, and at the end I talk about the fact that my daughter Linnea was the one who suggested this interview in the first place. So enjoy the video and come look at my blog site at Tikkun Daily. Thanks. Hi, Amy. I wanted to talk to you today about two different things. Something that they're calling nature deficit disorder, and the other one is this wonderful quote by Diane Ackerman, which I can't do verbatim, but essentially what she says is that her strategy for protecting animals and habitats is to help people to fall in love with various creatures or places, and that once somebody really loves a place or a creature, that they will protect it fiercely. And that reminded me of your first experience with the gorillas, the mountain gorillas. I guess it was the Congo, where you were starting to do some protection work with the gorillas, and the kids told you they were very surprised that you would come all the way from the United States to do this
Oh,
work.
that was when I was teaching in Peace Corps.
Oh, that was in Peace Corps.
Yeah. And we were in the classroom and just talking about the fact that Bill and I were interested in coming back to Africa and helping. And we were in Eastern Congo, like you said, and we were interested in coming back and helping to conserve, protect mountain gorillas. And they did say, "Why would you come all the way back here? Why don't you just protect them in your own forests?" And they had no idea that they were special, which I think is a different aspect of different than what Diane Ackerman was talking about. I think part of what she is saying is, well, I think that what she is saying is very real. That if people, and there are other experiences we've had that relate to that, where if you are able to take people who haven't had contact with a wild place or with certain animals to a place where they can actually experience it, see it, be there, be part of it, it makes a huge difference. And so going out with Rwandans to see their own mountain gorillas was extremely special for us, because you could see the change in people's perception and thoughts and their how much they cared about the animals once they had seen them. And just the reactions were, we went out once with folks from our house, and the woman who used to take care of our kids was bold and interested and excited. The guy who was guard for the house in that area went out, and he wanted to walk right up to him. And there was another fellow was with us who was just completely scared, just didn't know what to do. And so to see all these different reactions to wild animals like that, but some of them were immediate fascination in these animals. And so that's really special. But I think the other thing that bonds people or makes them care and act is when they see something is really scarce.
Scarce?
Yeah, and when they realize that it's special, not because they've experienced it necessarily, but even because they realize, to those kids in Congo, we were saying this is the only place in the world where you have mountain gorillas. And you could sort of see them sit up straighter and their eyes go wide open, and it became something special, rare, theirs,
Right.
to determine, are these animals going to exist in the future or not? And it was up to them, but it was the fact that they were rare and theirs. And that, I think, also motivates people tremendously.
Well, I was sort of thinking you have to know first that something is needs protection. So if you don't know that there are only gorillas in your part of the world,
Right.
then you don't realize that they're special.
Yeah.
And once you know that they need protection, then there could be a movement towards a greater love and respect and
Yeah.
caring for those creatures.
Yeah. Part of it, a lot of it, I think, is very human-centric. Many people respond when there is a perceived need that what we can do can make a difference. That what we need to do, if we're going to protect these animals, it's up to us. And when that's on the line, and our engagement will make a difference, people are much more likely to engage. When they see that their actions maybe don't make any difference, they don't care, they don't bother, they may use resources at rates that, if they don't realize it, are unsustainable and all of that. And so it's, when you think of a lot of strong taboos, cultural taboos about use of animals or natural resources of any kind, a lot of them happen first on islands where the resources are far more limited. You can strip them down far more quickly.
Right.
And so people perceive scarcity, and that only if they made changes in their behavior would those resources be there later in the future.
Wow,
and
that's so interesting.
I
Where
think
have
you
you
need to
seen-
have things almost on the edge for many people to say, oh, we need to do something.
Right. That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where have you seen that in terms of island behavior?
Well,
That's
it's well known
fascinating.
for a number of, there are a number of studies of island cultures and behavior taboos and all of that, especially in the Pacific Islands. But then if there are a lot of examples where people have outstripped resources too in those areas, and where they've gotten to a point of catastrophe and not been able to bring it back.
Right.
So it's not as if it happens uniformly.
Right.
But and it's true for a lot of cultural taboos. They often happen around scarce resources. Something that's rarely found is either has to belong to the king,
Right.
or you're not allowed to use it. You have sacred groves of forests in countries where there aren't too many forests left, and they're sacred and left that way because they're different and special, rare.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it's too bad. There was some adage I heard at one point where that the essence was, we often say we don't want to pick the last flower of something. If you walk into a patch of whatever, if it looks like there are many, we'll take some. And there was a different take on it. When you walk into something, never pick the first ones, because you never know. And only once you realize there's quite a bit should you be able to, rather than take the first, never take the first, always wait. Which is a really different way of looking at